Hi everybody, welcome to Love Amplified, another in the series. And how you doing on this gorgeous autumn Easter Sunday? I hope you doing okay. So there's a lovely Sufi story about a man who is on his hands and knees outside his home in the street looking for something. And along comes a friend of his and says to him, Mullah, what are you doing on your hands and knees? And the man says, I'm looking for my house keys. I seem to have lost them. And his friend said, Oh, I'll help you find them. And as he's about to get down on his hands and knees, he asks the question, Where exactly did you lose them? I lost them somewhere in the house. And his friend abruptly stops and says, But Mullah, if you lost them in the house, why on earth are you on your hands and knees out here in the street looking for your keys? And he says, because it's lighter out here. Why is it that we look for ourselves in the light rather than in the darkness? Is it because it's easy? Is it because it's not as scary? Because we associate a whole lot of stuff with the dark. So the thing is, we're never going to find ourselves, who we truly are, if we only look in the light. There is a whole other aspect to who we are that remains hidden, and until we get down on our hands and knees and look into those dark places within us, we never get to that place. So what is it that we associate with the darkness that frightens us so much? Is it death for you? Is it evil, that boogeyman under the bed still? Shame, guilt, fear? All of these are generally what is associated with the darkness or with the shadows. And if we are going to develop, if we are going to transcend and shine the light on some of this dark stuff, then we have to get very comfortable with being uncomfortable. We have to get to a place where we are able to look constantly into these dark recesses within us to discover more about ourselves. Now, how do we prevent ourselves from looking? We've come up with all kinds of ingenious ways. There are a number of people that are drinking themselves to a standstill, and hopefully they'll run out of alcohol in the next couple of days. That's just a way of distracting. There are people taking all kinds of drugs, trying to escape from being with themselves. There are people who are just being busy, who are not taking a moment. They're doing this challenge and that challenge and all kinds of different things to not be with themselves. So I call it the 4Ds. We distract, we deny, we disassociate, and we delude ourselves in order to not go within. Okay, and we found all manner of ways to distract. We lie to ourselves, we delude ourselves about what's really there, we deny the stuff that comes up, or we just put ourselves somewhere else, we disassociate completely. So how do we look? How do we begin to look at these inner recesses of ourselves? The first thing is, in the moment we are triggered, all of this stuff bubbles to the surface. All of the darkness within us tends to rise up and in some way or another gets expressed. Okay? So to be able to have the presence of mind in that moment of being triggered is incredibly difficult. If you are able to do that, that's a wonderful opportunity for you to begin to look and be with what is coming up. If not, if you are triggered and you trigger to such an extent that you lose all sense of awareness, in that moment all you can do is play it out and wait for the energy to dissipate before you begin to work with what has arisen within you. So whether you're doing it right at the moment of being triggered or after the fact, it doesn't matter. The point is that with whatever arises, you have to learn to be present with it. Okay, to become aware of the thoughts, the feelings that have arisen within you, especially those feelings in the moment of being triggered. This is the darkness beginning to reveal itself to you. This is the stuff you've either suppressed or repressed or pushed back. This is the stuff that you don't want to look at. This is the stuff that makes you uncomfortable. And as it comes up for you, you've got to learn to acknowledge it, accept it, okay? Embrace it, observe it, and the most important thing is not to resist it. So often I work with people on a regular basis where they say, I'm breathing it away, these negative feelings. You're only breathing it away for temporary relief. I'm going to meditate so I don't have to feel this. That is just the band-aid on it. When the stuff comes up, the anxiety, the fear, whatever it is, you have to learn to be with it. You have to be present with it. Stay the course. Pay attention. See what it's trying to show you, because it is trying to reveal something. And you have to allow yourself to go there, no matter how painful it is. And when you do go there and you stay there and you be with it, you will notice how it ebbs and flows, and how whatever is arising will eventually dissipate, as all things do. And it may arise at some point later, but eventually it too begins to dissipate. And when you learn to be with that, in the uncomfortability of it, in the pain of it, you will begin to heal yourself. You will begin to let go, release these triggers, and shine the light on what needs to be revealed. You see, it is what's in the dark. It is what we hide away. It is what we resist that ultimately comes between us and our joy. It comes between us and our happiness and our success and our fulfillment. And until you allow yourself to go there, it will always be what is between you and what it is that you're looking for. It is between you and who you really are. So my invitation for you is to go be with your darkness. Learn how to be with it. Learn how to stay in it for as long as it takes. Without distraction, without denial, without deluding yourself and disassociating. Stay present with it and watch how it arises and dissipates until eventually it dissipates fully. And that's when healing takes place. Thank you again, and I'll check in with you again tomorrow. Ciao for now.